My parents skipped my MIT graduation to watch my sister's ballet recital. That was the day I cut them out. 5 years later, at a cousin's wedding, they finally learned I wasn't coming around. May 2018. I stood in my cap and gown on MIT's lawn, staring at the empty seats where my family should have been. Around me, parents waved signs and screamed names. My phone held one message from my mom. "Sorry, sweetie, her recital got moved to today. We'll make it up to you." I walked the stage anyway. I smiled for photos I had nobody to send. My thesis advisor pulled me aside and asked gently, "They couldn't make it?" I shrugged like it was normal. Then I carried my diploma through Cambridge while strangers congratulated me, and my phone stayed quiet. That night my mom called, bubbly like she just watched Broadway. She was breathtaking in that white tutu. Then she added like it was nothing, "So, how was your little ceremony?" Little. That word hit harder than the empty seats. And it wasn't new. My 7th birthday got rescheduled for a costume fitting. My awards night got skipped for a dance trip. They wouldn't help with college fees because lessons are expensive, but bought my sister a car at 16. I didn't yell. I just said, "It was fine," and ended the call. Then I blocked them. Numbers, email, socials, everything. For weeks, they didn't even realize I was gone. They told people I was busy and dramatic, like neglect was something I'd grow out of. I moved to Seattle and built a life that didn't require begging. A job, promotions, patents, friends who showed up for birthdays without acting like love was a scheduling conflict. In 2023, my uncle invited me to his son's wedding back in Virginia. 200 guests, he said. "You can avoid your parents." I went for my cousin, not for closure. I almost made it through the reception clean. Then my mom appeared at my elbow. "Sarah, is that really you?" My dad stepped in too. My sister hovered behind them, watching. My mom's eyes went wet, but her tone was pure accusation. "We tried to reach you. Do you know how much you hurt us?" I stared at her. "You're kidding." She frowned like I was the problem. "You can't disappear over a silly grudge." Everything slowed down. First, she said, "Silly," like my life was a tantrum. Then my dad waited for me to fold. Next, my sister stayed quiet. Again. After that, my mom reached for my wrist. I pulled my arm back, inch by inch. Then I said, "My MIT graduation happened once." Next, I added, "You chose not to be there." Finally, I let the silence work. My dad tried to bargain. "Her recital had 5 shows. My graduation had 1, I said. My mom sighed and grabbed her favorite excuse. "You were so independent. She needed us more. You're strong." I nodded, almost impressed. "Yeah, that's why you don't get to demand me now." She rushed an apology like a receipt. "Fine, we're sorry. Can we move on?" I answered, calm and flat. "No." I walked away and went back to celebrating the people who actually wanted me there. I danced. I laughed. I toasted my cousin and his new wife. My parents stayed by the bar like they'd just met the consequences of their own choices. Later, my sister caught me near the restroom, voice small. "I'm sorry. I never asked them to pick me." "I know," I said, "but you watched it happen." She stared at the floor. "I didn't want drama." "Funny," I said, and left her there. The next morning, an unknown local number called my hotel. It was my dad, voice shaking. "I saw you last night. I realized I don't know anything about you." "You don't," I said. He started listing regrets, like that fixed 22 years. I cut him off. "You had nothing to do with who I became." He went quiet. "So that's it?" "That's it," I said. "I don't hate you. I just don't feel anything." In 2025, my uncle called again. "My dad had a heart attack. Stable. He's asking for you." I didn't fly home for a bedside scene. I sent flowers with a card, wishing you a speedy recovery. Professional, distant, accurate. My mom screamed at my uncle that I was cold. My sister called me a monster online, then deleted it. A month later, I posted a photo outside MIT, same lawn, caption, "5 years ago, I graduated alone and started choosing myself." It blew up. People told their own stories. My uncle said my parents saw it and cried. They still don't get it. Cutting them out wasn't revenge. It was me finally stopping the audition. They skipped my MIT graduation for a recital they barely remember. I remember the empty seats. I built my whole life from there.